And law never looked this good.
Grown up in a family of lawyers. I think my sixth year, he just fought a case in the Supreme Court virtually.
Wow.
Just the other day, Mr. Shanti Bhushan.
Controversy.
And both my brothers, my sisters-in-law, my nephews, I mean the list is endless. So I've seen law very up close. Thankfully not been behind bars or in court or having anybody to defend me. But yes, I've seen it. What intrigues me is that it has two sides.
Yes.
I mean, every issue has two sides. That is the most intriguing. There isn't anything that can be said that this is
Black
right
and white.
or that is wrong.
And-
There
and-
are arguments.
Very nicely you're wearing black and white today, so I just want to call attention to that. Having said that, thank you so much for answering my question.
Varun, you represent the sun god. You represent the sun god. You represent the earth and everything. And now in this film you represent the legal world along with your co-actress, right? So if that be so, I have a very interesting question because I have never faced a situation like today's panel because I have always been amongst professionals. And now you are also a professional, but you are an actor. Huh? Keeping that perspective in view, may I ask you a very simple question? How, as an actor, you prepared yourself and got into the skin and below the skin of a lawyer to understand what you have to portray in an act?
So as far as the research is concerned, we started by picking Shefali's brain because she's surrounded by lawyers. She's been to many law court situations.
Law is in her blood only.
Yeah, it is. It is. She's the only one in the family who's not a lawyer apparently. So we picked her brain. She told us about her father, her brother, many other lawyers she knew, and the kind of mindset that they had when they were picking up a case or getting into a case or walking to court. Like she mentioned about somebody that when they take on a case, they blindly believe in it completely, and I think that was a very strong aspect for Deepak. And a lot of little nuances like that which came from her and Jayant were the basis of the character. And also what happened was that I went to the trial court in Mumbai, and there was this guy over there who we walked into many courtrooms, there were sessions going on in there, and there was this one particular lawyer who was there, and my friend who was taking us, she said that he's the favorite of the lot over here. And I saw him argue the case, and he was quite flamboyant about what he was doing and the way he was arguing. And my friend also said that he's a favorite over here. He kind of gets his way with the judges, and he walked in and out of court with a little swagger in him. And I feel like I was almost destined to sort of see him that day because it just gave me that conviction to sort of play Deepak in that sense, because Deepak is very energetic and animated and also honest at the same time. So I went back home that day, and I think everything was just playing in my mind. The whole day was just replaying, and I think what was the main thing that I took away from him was that he really looked like he was having fun, with what he was doing. It looked like he came alive when he was arguing that case. Like a lot of us come alive when we're in front of the camera or on stage like this. So I think that was something that I could sort of relate to. And after that it was like, if another actor was playing this role, he would play it differently. So I saw it like that, and I said, if I was to be a lawyer, how would I argue the case? What would be my theatrics, so to say? So yeah, a little bit of this, little bit of that.
Thank you. Shriya, why did I tell Varun that you represent the sun god? Here, lawyers reflect light on cases which are generally prima facie considered to be dark. And I'm extremely thankful and congratulate to you all for shedding light on the facts which Shefali has understood and she has tried to convey on it. So you have taken out the darker side of the fact and you have thrown light on it and you made everything black and white. In that context, let me congratulate both of you and your director profusely for doing such a good job. And I'm trying to ask you the same question. What efforts have gone from your side to internalize the role? Point number one. And point number two, what you have done or what you have thought through to create a differentiation between what we see traditionally in movies and shows versus what you have enacted in the drama?
Thank you so much for your question. And I have to say that this feels so surreal to be here. Thank you so much, Amazon, for giving Guilty Minds the release that it deserves. Thank you, everyone at Synchro and the entire cast and crew. Because let's not forget, we started shooting for Guilty Minds just before the pandemic hit India. So we've seen 2 lockdowns, and through all the rules and regulations, through faith and patience, we are finally here. So this feels wonderful. And to answer your question, my basic starting point was Shefali. I had to surrender myself to her vision, because I feel like Kashaf, when I read the name Kashaf Kaze, the day I was going to audition for this part, I'm not kidding, I felt a certain vibe, a certain connect, and I felt like I knew this person and I wanted to know this person. So I feel like this project called out to me in a way. And my biggest fear was, while taking on the show, was that it shouldn't look like we're trying really hard to be lawyers. And of course, like Varun, I also went to the High Court in Delhi. I attended a few sessions, and unlike his exciting viewing, mine was a very calm, sort of everyone was talking in a normal way. I said, wait, this is what happens? Where is the drama? This has been a lie all this while. So it was nice to see how normal it was. And something that our show does very beautifully, and in all objectivity I can say this, is when you watch all the episodes, when you see even the way we've shown our quotes, the art direction is so brilliant and it's so authentic that I feel like as actors, all of that contributed to us feeling present. And I spoke to a lot of lawyer friends, and I realized that eventually these are people who are fighting cases, and everyone's going to bring in their own personality. So besides the fact that we had to learn a whole lot of lines and know a whole lot of legal terms, I think at the end of it, it was important to just know, and like Shefali told me, she told me on my first day of shoot, don't try to be Kashaf, trust you are Kashaf, and then do it. So that really stayed with me, and eventually I just had to really believe that this is what I think, because Shriya does not think life is black and white. Shriya thinks it's grey. But Kashaf has some very strong opinions and very strong ideals, and she's very righteous. And that itself was not easy to play. It's perhaps the most complex and challenging part I've had to play.
Actually, that was the word bothering me, what is grey. But how could you fight with such a decent guy?
Decent? Sure.
He's a decent guy, right?
I'm so decent. Thank you, sir, for highlighting that.
But in courtroom, all that difference matters, right?
Absolutely. And in fact, we had the best time arguing, and many a times we would just do these really long takes, no cuts. And we had such a good time, and there were moments that we both had an out-of-body experience where we got so overwhelmed, especially one of the third episode for me personally, where we got so overwhelmed while arguing and while speaking for our respective causes that I didn't realize when Shriya took over and when Kashaf sort of took a step back, because we really felt each and everything, and after that we just hugged each other saying this is so rare for an actor to experience. And it was beautiful. I have such wonderful memories, and I'm really grateful for this experience. Thank you.
Thank you.